Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have swatches for you from the October Polish Pickup. If you don't know what Polish Pickup is, every month a bunch of different indie makers get together and they make polish based on a theme, and this month's theme is Urban Legends. This month Polish Pickup will run October 4th through the 7th, so in the description box below I will link the site where you can pick these up. I will link their Instagram page. I will link my Instagram page where you can see more swatches of everything from today's video. I can't link all of the makers' sites because it makes my description too long for some reason, but I will list all of the polishes in the order that they're seen. Polish Pickup also is not just for polish. They do have a variety of waxes and jewelries and cuticle care and things of that sort as well, called the Indie Pickup, and I do have a few products from the Indie Pickup to share with you today as well. It's the same site, same dates, same time, all of the same information, just a different tab on the website. So I do have 14 things to look at today, and let's go ahead and get started. So first, from 77 Nail Lacquer, we have 13 Steps to Hell. This one will retail for $13 and there is no cap. So the inspiration for this is the 13 Steps to Hell legend, where in the Maltby's cemetery there are 13 steps that lead up to this wealthy family's tombs, and if you get to the 13th step, supposedly you get a glimpse into hell. This is described as a blue-based multi-chrome that shifts blue to green to purple with large particle shimmer that shifts red to orange to yellow and a touch of iridescent rainbow micro glitter. So this one is definitely that primarily purpley shade. The flash that's in here is really strong. You get a good bright glow from within look from this polish. You also get a good amount of these holographic elements that stand out without having to do any kind of fishing or swirling. They come out nice and evenly. Formula on this one is good. It's a little bit on the thinner side. It's not difficult to work with where I had any kind of running or pooling, but you can't work in super thick coats on this one either. That being said, this did take me 3 coats to build up to opacity. You'll want top coat to smooth everything out because it does dry on the dull side and slightly textured, and removal isn't difficult as far as like it compared to a micro glitter polish, but it's not the simplest as compared to a cream either. So in my swatch photo you're going to see 3 coats of 13 Steps to Hell and a glossy top coat. So up next, from Anchor and Heart Lacquer, this is part of the Indie Pickup, we have the Iron Anchor Double Bubble Trouble Base Coat. This will retail for $7.50 and there is no cap. The inspiration for this is if you swallow bubblegum, it'll get stuck in your stomach for 7 years. This is a scented strengthening base coat with garlic extract to combat peeling, weak, and brittle nails. It's scented with notes of orange, pineapple, banana, cherry, Hubba Bubba bubblegum, fresh watermelon slices, vanilla, and cream soda. So I've used this one a few times. It's a good formula, a good base coat. I don't have any kind of issues with like early chipping or anything like that with this one either. I've worn this one though just on its own without polish as well, and it does give a nice glossy seal to my natural nail. The scent is very strong and it does last for a couple of days through hand washes and showers and things of that sort as well, so I do appreciate that. So in my photo you're just going to see 1 coat of the Iron Anchor Double Bubble Trouble Base Coat. The polish contribution from Anchor and Heart Lacquer is called 5-Second Rule. This one will retail for $13 and there is no cap. The inspiration behind this is the urban myth that food is safe to eat off the ground as long as it's picked up within 5 seconds of falling, and it's described as a denim blue jelly base with a magnetic effect that shifts green to gold to pink, revealing iridescent and multi-chrome flakies that shift aqua to purple, lime to copper to blue, and red to orange to gold. So the formula on this one is good, smooth, easy to apply. I did 2 coats, but I feel like I definitely could have used that 3rd coat. I normally like my magnetic polishes to be completely opaque before I magnetize them because it does pull from the remaining bits of polish and it can create patchy spots. So just to cover all of my bases, I normally like to add that extra coat of polish, but I didn't on this swatch for some reason. So I did 2 coats for my swatch photo. I would highly recommend going in for a 3rd coat. The flakes that are in here do stand out nicely. This one does dry down on the dull side, so you will want a glossy top coat to finish this off, but everything does dry relatively smooth in this polish, and nothing in this is going to be difficult to remove. So in my swatch photo, you're going to see 2 coats of 5-second rule and a glossy top coat. So up next from Blush Lacquers, we have the Blue Lady. This one will retail for $11 and there is no cap. The inspiration behind this is the Blue Lady who haunts Story Inn in Nashville, Indiana, and it's described as a silvery blue linear holographic polish with a shifting blue to purple shimmer, holographic flakes, and small blue holographic glitters. So this one is really gorgeous. This is something that I could totally get behind for like winter, for December to January time frame. Really gorgeous. The holographic that's in here is very apparent. The glitters that are in here come out nice and easily, and they lie evenly across the nail with no manipulation. I got this one opaque in 2 coats. Depending on your application, you might want to go in for a 3rd coat. This is going to dry dull and textured. You will want a glossy top coat to finish this one off, and the removal is going to take a little bit of scrubbing because of the amount of glitter that's in here. So in my swatch photo, you're going to see 2 coats of the Blue Lady and a glossy top coat. So up next from Clarissa Carol, we have Wendigo. This will retail for $12.50 with 280 bottles available. The inspiration behind this is Wendigo, and it's described as a multi-chrome base that goes from a pink to a gold to a green, with a multi-chrome shimmer that goes from a pink to a green to a purple. This also has hollow dust and ultra chrome chameleon flakies. So the formula on this is good. This is a super fall-y kind of polish to me. The hollow in here is strong. The flakies in here are nice. They come out evenly. You don't get an abundance of them, but you get a good amount of them to know that they're there. Formula is good, not too thick, not too thin, no running or pulling or staining. I got it opaque in 2 coats. Again, this one is going to dry on the dull side. You will want a glossy top coat to finish this off, but nothing's going to dry textured and nothing's going to be difficult to remove. So in my swatch photo, you're going to see 2 coats of Wendigo and a glossy top coat. The contribution from Clarissa Carol this month for the indie pickup is called Blackest Soul, and it's an effect glitter topper. This will retail for $11 and there are only 90 bottles available. The inspiration behind this is also Wendigo, and it's described as a black to clear thermal topper with holographic micro flakies. There are a boatload of swatches of this layered over different colors. I decided to layer this up on its own in 3 coats just to kind of give you the full effect of it, but it does work over everything. It makes the under color that you decide to put it over appear whenever your nails are warm, and then when they're cold it will give it a black look, and then when you're just in the day-to-day normal realm of things, it'll kind of look like a gradient from black to whatever color you decided to put this over. Formula is good, smooth, easy to apply, no running or pulling on this one. The hollow that's in here is strong. The transition on this one is nice and easy. I didn't have any kind of issues with it whatsoever. It'll dry a little bit dull, so you will want a glossy top coat to finish this off, and it'll also help the hollow in here stand out as strong as possible. Nothing's going to dry textured or be difficult to remove, so in my swatch photo you're going to see 3 coats of Blackest Soul and a glossy top coat, but on the Polish Pickup site you can definitely see swatches of this over different colors to show you the intended effect. So up next, from Indie Polish by Patti, Lopes, we have Who's at the Door. This will retail for $12 and there are 75 bottles available. The inspiration behind this is Black-Eyed Children, and it's described as a dark red base with multi-chrome magnetic flakies, scattered micro hollow glitters, multicolored iridescent flakies. So the shift in this one is really good, really strong. Formula is also good, smooth, easy to apply. I didn't have any kind of running or pulling with this one. This does reach opacity in 2 to 3 coats. At the time I was swatching it, I forgot that it was a magnetic polish, so I didn't magnetize this. So I did 2 coats for my swatch photo. Had I magnetized it, I probably would have gone in for a 3rd just to cover up all of my spots and make sure I didn't have any kind of pulling to make any sort of bald patches. That being said, I really liked how this looked unmagnetized. It's so beautiful, but it does look really gorgeous magnetized. On the Polish Pickup site, there are a bunch of photos of this magnetized as well. This one does dry decently glossy on its own. You will want a top coat to finish it off though, just to keep everything in place, to help that hollow stand out to its full potential and to kind of bring everything together as far as the flakes and everything that are in here. That being said, nothing's going to dry textured, nothing's going to be difficult to remove, so in my swatch photo you're going to see 2 coats of Who's at the Door and a glossy top coat. So up next from KB Shimmer we have Hidden Agenda. This one will retail for $10 and there is no cap. The inspiration behind this is Area 51 and it's described as a base of muted slate blue that when warmed morphs into a soft dusty pink, mimicking the sky at dusk. An alien green shimmer pops against the thermal background. This one is also a glow-in-the-dark polish. When it's in that glow-in-the-dark state, it transitions like a yellow to a green. I love this polish. The transition on it is very easy. I didn't have any kind of issues with keeping it in a certain state to get photos of it. It just kind of did its thing the way that I was hoping it would. And then when the glow-in-the-dark photos came time to take place, I also was able to catch a transition photo in that. So first off, I've never really been able to capture a proper glow-in-the-dark photo. This one was extremely easy, but then I also captured a thermal, which I'm not very good at either. I don't know why people have me swatch, but I'm not very good at capturing thermal aspects, and this one was very easy on that aspect as well. This has a smooth, easy to work with formula. It takes 2 coats to build up to opacity. It is going to dry dull, so you'll want a glossy top coat for that reason, but nothing in here is going to dry textured, and nothing in here is going to be difficult to remove. So in my swatch photo, you're going to see 2 coats of Hidden Agenda and a glossy top coat. So the indie pickup contribution from KB Shimmer is the Pumpkin Patch Sugar Scrub. This will retail for $10 and again there is no cap. I have talked many a times about how much I love KB Shimmer's sugar scrubs. This is no exception. My favorite scent from them so far is the Raspberry Beret, and this one is definitely right there with it. A very nice hydrating formula. I love these things. I use this again before swatching. I use this in the mornings whenever I first wake up and my hands are all dry. I use it in the bath. I have the lime one in my bathroom right now, and then I have the rainbow one in my shower right now because I do love how this makes my skin feel. The scent is strong. It lasts on my hands for a good amount of time, probably a couple hours before it dissipates entirely. And I don't know, they last forever. You get a ton in here. For just $10, you get 9.5 ounces. So a great deal, a great product. Highly recommend every single time they come out with them. The KB Shimmer Sugar Scrub, and this month we are working with the scent Pumpkin Patch. So up next from Lindy Designs, we have Nobody Dies at Disney. This will retail for $12 and there's 120 bottles available. The inspiration behind this is the legend that if you're injured and in danger of dying at Disney Park, they'll put you in an ambulance and make sure you're not declared dead until you're off Disney property. I don't know why I didn't finish that word. This is described as a deep plummy black to magenta thermal filled with red to blue to purple shifting flakies, scattered hollow flakies, and a blue to violet aurora shimmer. Formula on this is good. It's a little bit on the thicker side, but it's not hard to work with. I do recommend working in nice thin coats with this because the flakies that are in here do take a second to dry, so you're not moving them around when you're applying your next coat of polish. The holographic flakes that are in here do stand out nicely, but the iridescent flakes that are in here pop the brightest in my opinion. The shimmer is nice and strong. I didn't have any kind of issues showing any of the added elements in this one whatsoever. This does take 2 to 3 coats to be completely opaque. I'm showing you 2 in my swatch photo. If you want full opacity in the warm state, I would recommend going in for 3, especially if you do work in those thinner coats. This one is going to dry down pretty textured and dull, so you will want a glossy top coat to finish this off, and it does take a little bit of scrubbing to remove. The holographic flakes that are in here aren't like the Ultra Chrome Chameleon flakies or the iridescent flakies. They do have a little bit of resistance to them when removing, so you will want pure acetone or a peel-off base coat to take this one off. Overall, this one is really beautiful. So in my swatch photo, you're going to see 2 coats of Nobody Dies at Disney and a glossy top coat. So up next from Native War Paints, we have Stanley Kubrick Faked the Moon Landing. This will retail for $12.75 and there is no cap. The inspiration behind this is the conspiracy theory that Stanley Kubrick fakes the moon landing, and it's described as a black jelly with red, navy, black, and white glitters, blue, purple, taupe, and gray flakies. This also has green to copper aurora pigment, ultrachrome chameleon flakies, and holographic micro flakies. So this is definitely a kitchen sink kind of polish. No matter which way you look at it, you're going to see a different kind of element in this color. Formula is good. It's a little bit on the thicker side. It can apply in sort of a chunky manner, for a lack of better words. It does take a couple of coats of top coat to smooth everything out. Because of everything that's in there, it does build upon itself and create some forms of texture that even through glitter texture is more textured, if that makes sense, but it's not a textured polish. I do get a lot of the red glitter popping from this base and I really appreciate it. The hollow that's in here stands out beautifully as well. Those are the 2 elements that kind of pop the most out at me. So like I said, this is going to dry dull and textured. You will want top coat to finish this off. This one probably also looks really beautiful with a matte top coat. I didn't try that, but I bet it looks superb. This one is also going to be pretty difficult to remove, so you will want a peel-off base coat, pure acetone, or the nail polish clips to remove this one. So in my swatch photo, you're going to see 3 coats of Stanley Kubrick Faked the Moon Landing and a glossy top coat. So up next for my brand Pampered Polishes, we have Disney's Frozen. This will retail for $12 and there's a cap of 150 bottles available. The inspiration behind this is Walt Disney being cryogenically frozen and that his frozen corpse was stored beneath the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland. And it's a deep plum holographic jelly base loaded with ultrachrome chameleon flakies. So I think the formula on this is good. I didn't have any kind of running or pulling or staining. The flakes that are in here stand out nicely. The hollow in here stands out nicely. This one also looks really beautiful with a matte top coat. If you want those flakies to stand out, if you want the holographic to be the forefront, I would highly recommend using a glossy top coat. This one does dry decently glossy all on its own with no texture, so if you want it to last for any length of time, I would recommend still doing that top coat. If you are in more of a rush to get out the door, you don't necessarily need it. So like I said, nothing's going to dry textured and nothing's going to be difficult to remove. So in my swatch photo, you're going to see 3 coats of Disney's Frozen and a glossy top coat. So up next from Rogue Lacquer, we have Heads Will Roll. This one will retail for $12.50 and there are 400 bottles available. The inspiration behind this is Sleepy Hollow and the Headless Horseman, and this is described as a deep indigo with a strong blue to indigo color shifting, contrasting shimmer, and a copper to red ultrachrome chameleon flaky. This one is so rich and vibrant on the nail. It's definitely one of those polishes that if you're wearing, people talk about. The flakes that are in here do stand out nicely. They are the larger flakes, so they're going to look really beautiful with a matte top coat. Formula is smooth and easy to apply. I didn't have any kind of running, pulling, or staining on this one. It did take 2 coats to build up to opacity depending on your application. If you work super duper thin, you might want to go in for 3 coats, but I really don't see that happening. This is going to dry down a little bit dull and slightly textured because these larger flakes do have a tendency to dry with some texture. So you will want a glossy top coat to finish this off. Nothing that 1 coat of a glossy top coat shouldn't handle, or I don't think you would necessarily need a thick glitter eating glossy top coat for this one either. Nothing's going to be difficult to remove in this polish either. So in my swatch photo, you're going to see 2 coats of Heads Will Roll and a glossy top coat. And lastly for today from Sassypants Polish, we have the Rhinelander Hodag. This will retail for $12 with 125 bottles available. The inspiration behind this is the Wisconsin urban legend. In 1893, newspapers reported the discovery of a beast with the head of a frog, the grinning face of a giant elephant, thick short legs set off by huge claws, the back of a dinosaur, and a long tail with spears at the end. It's described as an emerald green to blue to plum multi-chrome polish with an assortment of UCC flakies and iridescent chameleon flakies. So multi-chrome polishes in general aren't my favorites. I just don't tend to wear them often, but this one is really gorgeous. I love the shift that's in here. I love the flakies that are in here. I love everything about this polish. It's very easy to work with. I didn't have, again, any running, pooling, or staining when it comes to this one. The flakes that are in here kind of offset the shift that is the multi-chrome base as well. So what I'm trying to say when it comes to that is that they're the same colors, but they're the opposite kind of shift, it seems, where if you're looking at it in its purple state, you're getting the teal flash from the flakies, and then if you're looking at it from its like bluey state, its gold state, any other kind of colors, you're gonna get other colors. So like the purple state, you'll have like the blue flakes, and then the gold state, it'll look more like pinky. It's really, really beautiful, and I don't have anything like it in my collection. This did take 3 coats for me to build up to opacity. I was being extremely picky on this day though. I feel like the 3rd coat was entirely unnecessary. You could have gotten away with 2 coats on this one, no problem. This is going to dry dull, so you'll want a glossy top coat to finish this off. It's not going to dry textured though. These flakes are larger, so you might get a little bit of texture if a couple flakes happen to land upon each other. So that's the only kind of texture that would potentially come from this polish. That being said, it does dry dull, so you'll want that glossy top coat anyway. Nothing in this polish is going to be difficult to remove, so in my swatch photo you're going to see 3 coats of the Rhinelander Hodag and a glossy top coat. And guys, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I know that I'm kind of like tired-y sounding. I've kind of went through these rather quickly. I am still not feeling the best, so it's been a little bit difficult to sit and you know, film. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of these polishes, what your favorite was from today's video, what you plan on picking up from this month's polish pickup. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you again next time.